mute your phones so that we hear no phone call ringing. We don't want any distractions. If you have to get up, please keep it to a minimum. If you see him, he's going to quickly show you the item. So if you know it's your item, feel free to take quick notes. I encourage that. Or little jot or record it really quickly as quietly as you can. But please, again, double check that your phone is muted.
The person who put their cell phone on the table, is it muted?
Now I know.
Yeah.
He's easy. I'll be able to get down. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark. I use Christopher in the middle because there's 10,000 Mark Nelsons. There's probably 4 in the room right now. Okay. So what I do is I use something called psychometry, and I figured out that I could do psychometry a long while back. Basically, the idea is that we're all energetic beings. If quantum mechanics tells us that if you look closely, the closer you look at us, we're all pure energy. So with that idea that as like my energy imprints on the ring I wear, yours imprints on your wristband, everything we use, your phone, your watch, it all kind of collects it. So what's collecting is, I believe, our aura basically is, if you've seen aura photography, it's kind of a glow. It comes off of you. I believe that energy imprints on the things we touch. Our auras are basically the accumulation of our life choices, our energy, who we are. So when that imprints on these items, it leaves something. I call it psychic DNA. And so I'm able to read that, look at it, and get a very good idea of who I'm talking to, or what it allows me to focus on a specific person's energy. So then I'm able to say, okay, this is what I hear, this is what I think is coming for you, and I'm not in charge of the messages. I try to be open to hear who is, what's most important for each person in each item that I pick up. Okay, so let me get started. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the reading here, and then I'm going to walk out and find out who does this belong to. All right, so that's how I'll come and I'll finish and I'll give you the item. Okay? Let me go with this lovely little crystal. All right. I'm hearing, it's interesting, I'm hearing your work is not done. Whoever owns this, if you're thinking that I've wrapped something up, it's done, I've finished my work, I'm completed. I'm supposed to tell you, it's like, no, there's other chapters to write, there's another chapter coming up. I feel like you're supposed to be conscious of the idea that, all right, I may be asked to do more than what I want to do. The fly likes me too, apparently. All right, so, but the idea is that you're going to be asked to do more than you think you're going to be asked to do more than expected. It's not a problem. It's within your skill set. I feel like that your schedule is going to have to be shifted to be moved around to do that. I feel like that there's a lot of love, there's a lot of focus. This feels like a window to me. Whoever has this uses it as like a focal point. It's something that they allow energy to come through, it comes back, it comes forth. I feel like that I'm looking at like something of a small key for someone that when they focus, when they use their energy to discern, to look, to attract positive things. May I ask who owns this? Hi. I love this, by the way. It's a very nice piece. I'm supposed to tell you that you're going to be having more demands on you. I would say that don't be afraid of it. Sorry. If you want me to lie, it costs a little extra. No, but here's the positive thing, is that I feel like that you are up to it. You're able to do what is being asked of you. Also, too, I feel like that someone wants to come in and drop and stay with you for a little bit. So I don't know if you've got an extra room. If you're open to this, visitors dropping in. Visitors dropping in. It's like, okay, you can stay for a little while. Put up boundaries. Put up boundaries very clearly. That's what I want to do. Make sure that, in fact, it's very important for not only this circumstance, like someone wants to stay for a while. I see like someone dropping their keys on the counter. I want to hang out for a while. It's like, okay, for a while. Make sure that you don't let them take advantage of the fact that you're steady and you're strong, and you're capable of handling things. Don't let them do that. And if it's with love, you can say, okay, you should plan what's your next move. All right? It feels like that you're going to be asked to maybe assist. They're going to lean on you, but set up some boundaries. Okay? That make sense?
Thank you very much.
Sure. And I gotta go to the watch. It's so funny, I hear this and I hear, I'm going hands-free, I'm taking my hands off the wheel. I'm supposed to be, I'm gonna let go. There's a lot of trust that's being asked. You're supposed to like, the metaphors, I'm driving with my hands on the wheel, let go of the wheel. I feel like that this is gonna become a time for you to trust what you are given. Trust, I mean, it's a trusting the universe. I feel like that too, you've done your homework, you've done your part, and now the idea that you're going to need a little support, a little guide comes from the universe. I also get this visual that I'm seeing you like a hammer or like a chopper, like a big knife coming down, and you have to split something. I'm gonna split this. I'm gonna separate it, so I'm gonna be the one doing the cutting, I'm gonna be the one sharing. Split, cut. And I feel like that if there's a push from like mom to get you to do this, if you're being asked to split something up, it feels like it's the right thing to do. It may not be the happy thing to do. Split, being pushed from behind, pushed with the head. Who owns this? It's a little watch with, okay. Move more this way. Yes, I don't know if you've got someone that's like split, if mom is asking you to split something, I get this big it's not making sense, right? Well, I feel like that you're gonna be asked to like take something that you own and share with someone that you may or may not want to do, okay? So it's a bit of a responsibility, but my sense is that it's almost like you're gonna have to be more generous in an unexpected way, all right? Is there a question that you want me to look at for you? Okay, are you the person who wrote this?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like that there's someone also who wants to be protected from her. I feel like for you, don't let anyone kind of move in and take advantage of your good nature. All right, that feels like it's something that is gonna be asked of you. The other thing too, is I wanna ask you to pay attention to bone hip health back here. I don't know if you've got any issues. Pay attention to that. It feels like it's gonna be something that will take, look, be proactive about treating it, and if you feel like I'm babying myself, baby that, okay? Because it feels like it's gonna be, you've got a lot of playing running to do. And if that's like the one thing that holds you up, don't let it, you don't have to, okay? Sure. So many cool things. Okay, the bear is begging to be held. All right. First word I hear is hallelujah. I don't know why that would be, but it feels like that. There was a loving presence connected to this. It feels like it's not, but I feel like loving presence connected to this. I feel like that. The other thing I get with this is I feel like it moves around. It goes to different places in your house. It feels like it travels around. It feels like it's been in more than one place. It gets to be moved around quite a bit. I feel like that if someone that owns this, I feel like maybe there's needing a little shoulder to hang on, to cry on a little bit, to be strong with this. You are being appreciated for the effort that you make to support family. I feel like there's a sense of loss connected to this. You did the right things. You were protective. Who owns this? It feels like it moves around the house. I don't know if you've got it in more than one place.
I've been in North Carolina and Utah.
Okay. It feels like there's a lot of loving energy connected to this. I'm supposed to tell you that you might be moving again. There's like another move possibly looking at you. I would be open to that. I feel like it's good for you. I feel like that someone wants to put their arm on your, maybe you're the shoulder of the crowd. I feel like that might be a little bit, if that makes sense for you. Okay. Be open to it. I feel like that your strength, your ability to kind of help someone get through a very difficult time. I feel like someone is putting their hand on your shoulder. They need you. They need you, all right? Oh, the other thing I'm getting for you, it's not a bad, it's a good, here, let me give back this precious little guy. I get this visual, it's like, I have to pay for this, I have to pay for this, I have to pay for this, I have to pay for this. So if you're wondering whether you're the one doing the paying, it feels like, I have to pay. Be prepared to have, like, if you, it's not a bad thing, but it feels like that you may be asked to spread around, there's like a couple of bills that need to be paid up front before you, it's money out of pocket, but then you're kind of like, but they feel like extra bills, just be conscious of it, budget for it. So if you're looking at how do I save, what do I do, pay attention to your budgeting so you don't give away, you don't find yourself a little short. It feels like you'll be asked to do that, all right? Okay. Little pink box, lovely little pink box. Okay, whoever, let me just see what I get for this. I am free to do what I want. I am free to do what I want. I'm not going to be stuck. Feels like the person connected to this is saying, free and free to do what I want. I'm no longer tied down. I'm kind of set loose. I can make other choices. I feel like that I'm better off now. I'm better off now as opposed to where I was. And so I feel like that be aligned with other people. Be aligned with other people that are trying to give you support. It's like don't fight help if you are being offered. Who may I ask who is this? Hi. I just get this. I'm off the hook. I'm free. I'm kind of released. So I don't know if you are dealing with anything where you're like feeling like you've been tied or stuck. I get this. I'm free. Did this belong to you? Okay. It feels like there's freedom connected to this for you. It feels like that there's a lot less fear connected for you. So I'm supposed to say that if you are like feeling like I can't get out of something, I don't want something, I feel like that this ability to say, all right, I'm standing up and walking out of the room, if you're being held back in any way, this feels like that you get a chance, what I see you doing is getting up and going, all right, I'm getting out of this situation, this circumstance, all right? If it doesn't make sense, maybe we can talk later, but I'm feeling like that there's like a separation, a cut, a little bit of freedom for you, all right? And that actually, it's almost like there's like, you can, it's connected to you being healthier too. So if there's anything that is like troubling, bothering you in terms of relationship, there's something you can cut it, fix it, adjust it. Right? Be empowered by that idea that you can control this. You've got more control than perhaps you think. Okay? Sure. Okay. This is a little lip something. Blistex. Okay. All right, I see whoever owns this is drawing really big. It's like they're drawing something big. To me, it's like writing your name really big. I'm writing my name big. And so to me, what this means is that it's about you making a name. Be conscious of the opportunity to make a name for yourself. Excuse me. The idea that when you're expressing yourself, letting yourself be known, I have this talent, I have this ability, I'm going to make myself known. I feel like that this too is at this point in your life, it's not about holding back. It's not about being conservative. It's more about you making the big move, the big gesture. So this is about increasing your visibility. being conscious that I can rise to the occasion. I can do more than perhaps I thought before. I just feel like that this is, think big, look big, put yourself out there and you'll be seen and recognized for the work that you're doing, for what you want to do. Who owns this, may I ask? I just love this visual. It's like if you want to start like something that is your idea, your baby, and you want to let people see. It's almost like if you had your signature brand, make it bigger. Do something that let people know that I've got an idea that's really good. I'm going to capitalize on it. And don't be afraid of people seeing. Don't be afraid of people seeing who you are and what you're trying to do. It's like this is not a time to keep your work undercover or who you are undercover. Get out, be in front of people, and I feel like that it becomes a really positive time of growth. It's like you're going, gulp, I hope I can do this. But it feels like this is your chance to shine a little bit and to be counted, be noticed. That makes sense? Wonderful. Okay. Let me go. Keys. I've got a Toyota set of car keys, and some. Well, you'll know who your keys are. You know, it's funny. I look at this person who owns this, and I feel like that they're putting stakes in the ground, like walking around. I'm going to put that stake in the ground. I'm going to put this stake in the ground. I'm going to put this stake in the ground. It's like you're sizing up where you want to be. It's you're establishing your boundaries. It feels like that. It feels very much like I'm going to buy this house, create this circumstance, it's like you're getting connected to the land. You're putting your imprint on a piece of land, and that you're establishing this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. I mean, so it's about you establishing, like making this is where I belong. And I love the idea. It's like you're putting your foot down. You're also putting your foot down in order to get what it is that you want. And it feels very much about land, setting up where you want to be and doing it sooner versus later. Do this sooner versus later. And I feel like that this is, and what the other thing too is it feels like that you're in like going into new territory. It feels like brand new territory, new turf. You haven't been here before. May I ask owns this? Stake it out. This is my land. This is what I want. No boundary. Don't set your boundaries up, and then you do really well. And I feel like it's like you're digging in, and I love that, all right? I think it's very positive. It's about you having, okay, I'm going to act on my vision, my idea of what I want. That's what I'm going to do. And that this is not a time to hold back either. I feel like that you're good, you have a plan. I feel like that this plan can be put into place. I also feel like that too, that there's love connected to this for you, where you get loving support around the idea that I'm establishing something of my own. It's like, this is my turf, this is me, this is what I want. If you do this, it's like, it's going to require some work on your part, but it's going to be something that's almost like I feel like you're going to be drawn to do this, to set this up, this entity, this place, right? Again, don't hold back in terms of saying, I want this for myself, and that I find that there's like a loving, thank you for doing this. Just like you set something up, and then other people appreciate it and love it and want to thank you for it. Okay? Make sense? Wonderful. Get that shovel. I'm doing it. I will try not to growl at everybody. Seems a little inappropriate, sorry. All right. Someone's hair is in there too. All right. I heard that there's like a festival connected to this. It's not just that it's bright and lovely. I feel like that I heard the word festival, I heard the word it's planning, I heard that this is like a time for you to perform, for you to be out front. I love this. I'm going to create something beautiful, festive. I'm here to this is about giving of yourself and doing something that's more generous. I feel like that if you say, I'm going to express myself in a way that is, if you're not musical, there's like a musical beat, there's a theme to this festival, where you get to, it feels like dancing, celebration. If whoever owns this, anticipate that there's like festival, dancing, celebration, easy stuff. This is a departure from everyone has to work, I'm sorry, so this one is more fun, right? Also too, stepping forward with another person who owns, it feels like you bring someone with you, bringing someone with you in order to, this festival, I heard like festival of lights even. So anticipate, it feels like that if you're wondering about, well, this new endeavor, this new place I want to be, will it work? That's really what it comes down to. Well, this next move, this next step forward that I want to make, this next part of my life, it feels like, think of it as being positive, more festive, more exciting, easier, okay? The other thing too is I feel like that there's almost like a little money from behind, you get paid for your effort. May I ask who owns this? It feels like you get some party time ahead of you. Okay? That doesn't cost extra to say that, promise. No, but the idea that it feels like that there's like a lot of positive, nice things, that if you extend yourself just a little bit, it feels like you get to be in, it's a party of sorts, right? If you've had any worries about like, will I be strong enough? Will I be healthy enough? Will I be able to get to go where I want to go? I feel like the answer is very much yes. It feels like I'm going to be able to celebrate. There's like a celebratory energy to it. It feels like you get to play and go and celebrate with someone else. Make sense? So, yes. Celebrate. That's what it feels like. What else we got here? This is, all right, let me see. If someone, this is such a cute little thing, but I feel like that the person who owns this may have been kind of going through kind of a tough period. I feel like that if someone has had some, like they're struggling to feel better, I feel like if someone is looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, I'm supposed to tell you that there's like, if you're not involved in a test of your vision, what you want, it just be prepared to be tested a little bit. I love this little thing. To me, it feels like a bit of optimism. It feels like that if there is a fear about, oh, can I get through this? This is almost like your totem for something better to come. And I want to be gentle with it. It feels like, also here, if there was a person connected to this, I feel like I see someone say, I'm happier now. I'm standing up, I'm happier now. May I ask who owns this? Hi. If you've had anything where it's like you feel like you've got a lot on your shoulders and you're trying to carry a lot right now, I feel like that if you just kind of take a little bit of a longer look, like this is not like tough forever. This feels like a happy, like you're a pet happy person. And so what I would say is that I like the idea that you've got more of the hard stuff behind you than in front of you. All right. The other thing too is I'm supposed to tell you, sign up. If there's something you think you can do, step up, sign up. I feel like that you're going to surprise yourself. It's like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. It's like, you don't know, who cares? Go for it. Because I feel like that your ability, it's like you're breaking out of something that was you. Like I'm breaking out of something that wasn't working so well. And now I'm about to start something that does work better. This feels like, I feel optimism when I hold this, okay? I gotta go here. Crack the whip. That's a funny one. That's a departure. I haven't had any other whip cracks so far. But what I get from this is that the idea that effort, work, crack the whip, it'll pay off. Also too, it's like the less you, the less you think and the more you act on what you just simply, I know this to be true, I'm gonna do just fine. I also feel like that I see you having to lift people up off the ground and go, oh, I'm the one that's gonna direct you, I'm the one that's gonna do this. The other thing I'm hearing too is that I see, I'm gonna put my arms down for a second, I see there's this need to like, be good to me, be good to me. Even though you're cracking the whip and you're actually benefiting other people by being a little bit hard on them, it's important that you look at like, this is what I need right now. This is important what I need right now. I feel like I'm seeing you looking off in the distance and saying, okay, I need this a little bit of clarity, and then I get it. I love this idea that I'm gonna crack the whip, I'm gonna make things better, but now that I've taken care of other people, step back and say, it's right, okay, now it's my time. I need to be conscious of the pressures I put on myself. And I also get this thing, it's like, find your steady place, get help if you need to get there. I think it belongs over here. Okay. You're going to be in charge. In all fairness, I know this gentleman, but I don't know too much more than I feel like that. If you're driving the bus, if you're pushing people, it'll work. But I get this other really important part of like, be conscious of self-care for you, and that look out for what you need, all right? And it's okay, it's like, I almost feel like you're the steady guy all the time. You're always there. If someone needs you, you're there. You got it. You're covered. But if there's a day or two when it's like, you know what, I need maybe a little bit more, I gotta just, it's not like you're getting soft, it's just more about, I just need a little self-protection for a little bit, and to examine what is deeply making me happy, all right? Because if you don't do it, it isn't gonna happen. I know that's a platitude, but in truth, it's like everyone expects you to step up for that. Be protective, like this. I just need a little me time. And I know it sounds silly and indulgent, but it's not. It really isn't. Okay. There's a lovely little quartz ring, and I hear the word beauty from your perspective. I feel like that, all right, I'm seeing this like very creative effort. I feel like that you're molding something, like you're getting hands on clay. You're getting your hands like in it, on it, around it, you're shaping it. All right, this is about creating something beautiful, creating it with your hands. I'm supposed to tell you that maybe this is a metaphor, but I see you like actively shaping something, putting your hands in it. It's you're making the pot, the clay thing, the art piece. I'm supposed to ask you to tie in, to be very conscious of like, this is my creative ability, this is what I can do now, this is something that I need to do right now. Also too, it makes me think that your work is going to change. And then I feel, more than work, I feel like you're shaping another life that comes together now. I'm supposed to tell you to be very conscious, I'm going to shape something now. I'm doing this, I'm actively involved, I'm in charge, I'm in front of it. May I ask who owns this? You're in charge of like putting this thing together. It's a thing of beauty, okay? It feels like you're creating something beautiful, fun. It's almost like don't overthink it, act out of emotion. It's like I'm being directed to do it this way. I'm going to be directed to do it this way. Create. All right, this is where you are, and then it comes to you very beautifully. All right, I'm saying it's like the less you think, and the more you just kind of like that felt good. Then you're able to create it, and then you get to really change your life in a very beautiful, conscious way. I hope that makes sense for you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, too. It's like everyone that I'm sharing little bits of your life in front of a lot of people you don't know, and I hope that that's okay. And I'm going to be respectful. I'm not going to take advantage or say something that's going to say make you uncomfortable. I will work it, not happening. All right. So is this actually one of the pieces? Okay. This is cool. Not the other ones aren't. Oh yeah, there's a little dish under there. I wasn't sure. All right. All right, I get this funny thing that whoever owns this, it's like you're gonna take it with you, you're moving it, and you're gonna put it in a new place and go there. It's perfect there. This feels like whoever's got this, I mean, it's like, I wanna take this somewhere with me. This reminds me of like a very good time. This reminds me of like someone that I know, or someone that you know, made this, that feels like there's a loving effort behind this. But I gotta tell you, I feel like that you take this with you, it feels like your location changes. I feel like that this is something that it represents more than a cool piece of wood. It represents a time that you had with someone. I love this visual of like, it's almost like an incidental part of a beautiful being at home. I don't know if dad is connected to it, a dad, father connected to this. May I ask who owns this? Is there a dad energy connected to this?
Grandpa.
Okay, right. He's, that, and just, it's like did he make this, was it?
I don't know. He's had it since I was a little girl, since I can remember.
All right, well, you're supposed to, I do feel like that wherever you go next, I feel like there's a move coming for you. And it feels like a positive thing, like, I want this, I'm building this. But I just love this, like, happy, I'm here with you, oh, I'm definitely here with you. If you feel like you need to talk to him, it's like he's available. I love this, it feels like just very relaxed, kind of happy, positive energy, all right? And there's an added girl in this. So if you're doing something that's like, am I gonna do this, am I gonna get this, am I gonna cross the finish line? Is there's this added girl, be very supportive, being very supportive of you, all right? Also too, I get this thing where if you're looking to like, I see you like putting your name on like either a new certificate or a new title, a new, like a certification, something like that, you get, maybe that's part of the added girl, but it's like, it signifies professional achievement and that you get to be proud of this new level of recognition, I guess it would be, all right? But he's just saying, he's very, it doesn't fit where you are particularly. You don't live in a log cabin, do you? He did, but it fits perfect for you because it's so different, and I love the feeling of it. If you hold it like this, I think you're gonna feel grandpa giving you a hug. Okay. I gotta go with this little white box. Oh, it's so funny, it's like, if there's any, I hear like all right, the judgment is in, if there's some kind of like, someone is wondering about what happens next, I hear, if there's any kind of judgment, I feel like that any judgment, I don't know if you're wrestling with judgment, whoever owns this, facing, I hear the term judgment, I feel like that you stand up proud and that you're okay. You are seen as someone who's positive. You win here, but there is like someone wants to evaluate you in terms of who you are and what you do. And I feel like that I would be somewhat, don't depend on this judgment too. It's funny, just things unfold, I hear some words, and I start to put it together a little bit more. So if you feel like someone is judging you, it's like you don't need their approval. So be very conscious of like if you're depending on someone to tell you something that you think you need to hear, you don't need to hear it particularly. I'm supposed to tell you that this idea of being evaluated, judged right now is not as important as you think. It's something that it's like, I'm going to go along with what you're, I just feel like you don't need this approval. May I ask who owns this? Thank you, thanks. I just feel like this is good with God. It's like if someone's saying, what about this, what about that? It's like, it's not what they think, it's what you think. What do you
That's
think?
my own judgment.
Okay, that's the one that matters, that's the beautiful one that matters, okay? Also too, if you think that there's some kind of a financial worry or something connected to it, it doesn't feel like it's important, all right? So any fear connected to this judgment, even if it's like, I wouldn't say it out loud,
It's nothing to be concerned about. Do you have a question you want me to look at specific?
Do you have an answer?
Do I have it?
Yeah.
You win. I mean, you win. You don't need a goddamn judgment. Pardon my language. All right, that's what it feels like to me. All right. So, and I feel like that also too. I get this chance. I see this thing where you could be like stand up in the sun and be seen. It's like, all right, the sun's shining on me. I'm good now. I'm good. So that is the positive after that. Okay? You are good. It's don't worry about this whole, there's a process. If you're involved in a process, okay, you get to knock it off and or you get to get through it. So this process has you looking, feeling better, good, feeling better, good, all right. Oh, the keys are yelling at me. This is a Land Rover keys. Okay. I hear this idea that it's important that you be honest with yourself. I feel like that if someone is wondering, what are your motives? What is your idea about what you're trying to do? I get this visual that it's like you're taking good care of the people that you love. I feel like that your priority is correct. Taking care of the people that you love is more important than anything else that you're facing. So I feel like that the person who owns this is managing multiple responsibilities. They're trying to take care of several people. I feel like that it feels like it's a burden. I feel like that the person who owns this is getting pulled in 2 or 3 directions. I'm supposed to say, all right, if it feels like I can't do everything, in fact, there may be a moment where you're saying, I'm not sure I can do everything that's being asked of me. That's when you kind of step back and say, it's okay that I'm not everyone's keeper. So it's almost like that one of the airlines, they used to tell you if the mask drops, put the mask on you first, then take care of other people. All right, so take care of you first, and then I just feel like that brought like your capacity for helping others. It will be tested. The other thing I want to tell you too is, I feel like you've got 2 little health issues I want you to be conscious of, like sinus. I feel like there's like sinus headaches coming here, and I get this gut health that needs to be baby. Please baby it. May I ask who owns this? I don't know if you deal with sinus headaches or and it comes to you like earlier versus later. All right. In terms of the responsibilities that you're going to be carrying, I feel like that you might have a few extra people trying to say, "Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?" This is going to be a test of like, how generous can I be without hurting myself? Right? I feel like that there will be demands put upon you, but if you just say, "I can do this for you, I can do this for you, but I got to take care of me first." Everybody good with that? If they're not, just keep taking care of you, and that I feel like that also too. I see you reaching into your wallet and saying, "I can take care of this, and I'll take care of this." So it makes me think that the financial side of it isn't going to be impossible, but just be conscious of who you're handing money to, all right? Thank you. Okay, lots of items. I'm trying to go as quick as I can to get through everybody. Oh, the knife. I've got one left. All right. The first thing I hear when I pick this up, I hear someone say, "Is that fair? Are you being fair?" What? I mean, I'm supposed to ask you to be very conscious. I don't know why I thought I should. If someone is questioning whether you're being fair or not, I think that you are. I just hear it's like, is it fair that I need to do this? Is it fair? Is it fair? If this is feeling like a theme where you're wondering, it's like, am I getting too much thrown at me? Is someone taking advantage of me? I feel like someone's going to ask you if this is fair. To me, this feels like a little bit of a search within. I feel like that I'm having to give this and that. I'm having to give. It's like, be open to the idea of like consulting with someone. I thought it was being fair. I think this is reasonable. It's not an unusual request. Yeah, and so be open to discussing what this. It's a big decision that comes. The other thing I get with this is I feel like that someone's going to have to. There's unpacking. So it feels like packing and unpacking, packing and unpacking. This to me makes me think that there's like movement, within your home that you're going to have to deal with. Like, we ought to move. What do you think of moving? At minimum, I see a lot of boxes being packed and unpacked. This feels like it's a necessity to do this. But I see packing, unpacking, getting the boxes out of the way. May I ask who owns this? Packing, unpacking. So I don't know if you're planning on a move. If you're looking at a move, it's like I see you ripping boxes and saying, okay, I got to go in, and we're going to make some adjustments. We're going to be changing some things. It feels positive. It feels like that you're the boxes to me represent responsibilities and to a degree love. So the idea that I'm going to make these changes and make this a positive, it's like this is, it's about deciding how you want to live. And I feel like that you do end up making right choices. If you have to evaluate and make choices with someone that you love, it's like having this conversation about what is, it's a growth opportunity too. I would tell you that. It's a chance to grow and to experience something that maybe, here's the nice part of it, you get to grow and experience something that you haven't had before. And so it's a little tool, but you're using it to build something kind of cool and nice, all right? Step up, it feels like a step up for me. Okay. Okay, we got all of these cool things left. All right. Gonna go with the little the pouch. Am I able? I hear the person saying, "Can I perform to the level I need to perform?" I'm supposed to tell you yes. Also, too, I get a visual of someone who owns this or had owned it. Feels like they stepped away and turned. So if someone owns this, it feels like that there's someone who had it previous to them. There's this, I'm turning away. It feels like that there's a departure connected to this. I would say that there's still love in somewhere inside of this. But I feel like that love and departure. May I ask who owns this? Love and departure. That's an interesting thing. Is this yours, or was it given to you?
I purchased this a couple of years ago.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say that you're having to. You make that there's. All right. Going back to love, I feel like that the opportunity for you to create more love in your life. Also, to say, who do I love? What do I love? I feel like you're going to be called upon to say what is important to you, and then. You're going to have to say, this is who I love, this is what I want to support. I feel like you're going to have to make kind of a very clear statement to that.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that, you know what, it's a golden opportunity to change your life in a really wonderful way. All right? So the other thing, too, is if you don't establish this loving connection, I think that's where the departure happens. Right?
Well, thank you.
Sure thing. Okay, there's still a lot of cool stuff here. All right.
all right. The person, I'm hearing someone say something like, make mine white, make mine, it's like it's a declarative statement. Make what I want this. This is what I want. So make it this way for me, all right? If you're feeling like, and when I hear that statement, it feels like in response to like, I don't know if I get a chance to do what I want here, or I'm being forced to take something, I'm supposed to ask you to say, make it this way for me. This is what I want. This is how I want to. This is how I want to present myself. This is how I want to be seen. So it's choosing how you were seen by other people, and then deciding this is what's important, right? Make it mine. Oh, I also get this funny visual. Someone, it's like they're telling someone what they want, but then they have to juggle. Like, I mean, we're all busy people in the modern world, but I feel like that the person who owns this is going to be called upon to do some extra juggling of responsibilities, and that it's important that you stay kind of light on your feet. May I ask who owns this? Hey. This juggling thing, it feels like that it comes down to being your priority is going to start to shift a little bit, and that in terms of like, who am I managing? What am I? It's like it's important for you to say first, I want something a certain way. I want it this way, and then so telling if it's someone that you love and you're not sure they're listening, say this is how I want it, and then the idea that okay, if you're going to behave this way or if something's going to go this way, I'm going to shift my priorities. I feel like you keep a lot of balls in the air, and that it's a blessing and a curse in some ways, but it's mostly a blessing. The idea, but just be willing to reprioritize the responsibilities that you carry. You carry multiple responsibilities, a lot of them, is what it feels like. If someone isn't doing what you would say is a fair amount, or they're not treating you with the respect that you deserve, shift your priorities from them. Let them know, I'm making this choice based on what you're doing or not doing. Sure. Okay. Okay, there's a beautiful little ring, a dining set. Well, I mean, it looks like it's an engagement ring or something like that. I hear love, love, love connected to it. The other thing I'm hearing is that someone, it's a little bit, I'm hearing like someone has a little bit of a respiratory issue, cough, cough, cough. Pay attention to your health. I feel like that this will do nicely. I don't know where that comes from. This will do nicely. It feels like that there is love connected to this ring. When I hear like respiratory issue, health connected to it. So may I ask who owns this? Love connected to this for you. Take good care of respiratory health. I don't know if you have asthma or if you have any kind of, okay. It's not terrible, it's more of an inconvenience. So if you look around the house, how can I fix this, how can I fix that? It would behoove you to do that. Because I feel like that you've got like, it's almost like it's getting in the way of you making choices. Also too, pay attention to how it triggers, what triggers anything in the way of asthma. If there's anything that is a respiratory issue for you, pay attention, okay, what caused that? I feel like if you do that a little bit, it's like you get to be as flexible and do everything you want. But I feel like that this loving connection for you is not going away. It feels pretty firm, feels solid. Also too, I also get this thing, it's like you get to say, I'm gonna raise my game. I don't know, it's like I'm gonna do something. I'm not letting anything hold me back. I feel like I'm jumping higher. I'm going higher, 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 right? So if you're like saying, no, I don't want to do that. It's like, but you can if you want to, okay? And love, that's a nice loving thing that is there for you. Okay. it's a cool turquoise ring, and I hear someone say, my arms are so tired. I feel like that there's someone that has maybe too much work on their plate. My arms are so tired. I'm supposed to ask you to be conscious of like, all right, if you're feeling that way, get someone to, I feel like that someone can step next to you, be of service to you. I just feel like someone says, my arms are so tired, it makes me think that they're working really hard. I would also say that leveraging any support you can get is useful. I hear leverage, leverage, leverage. May I ask who owns this ring?
I have one.
Is this yours, turquoise ring?
Yes.
I can't see it from there.
Oh, fair enough. Is that you?
That's me.
Okay. My arms are so tired, so to me it makes me think that you're working to help a lot of other people. Feels like there's a lift that you're doing, heavy lifting for other people. I'm supposed to tell you that that makes it. It feels like you're carrying a fair amount of weight. I mean, you're being of service to many other people. This is your opportunity to say, I'm going to hand a little bit of this off. I also want to ask you to pay attention to knee health. I don't know if you've had any knee or joint issues. Pay attention to that. If you feel fine now, you just feel like this. I feel like my knee pops when I'm looking at you for some reason. So if you're out doing something physical, don't take it for granted that the knee isn't going to pop. Feel like there's just a little bit of something there. Be good about that. Also too, I'm going lower back health. Feels like there's like a point in your lower back. If you manage it, you'll be all right. And also too, if you've had any issues about blood health, I feel like blood health shows up that it's something that you can manage, all right? Blood health feels like it's a manageable thing for you, all right? You're surrounded by a place that's full of blood health, but I mean, that just feels like almost like a little weak point for you. But if you keep that under control, you can be able to keep enjoying life and doing things. Because I do feel like that you're helping people, not just lifting, toting. It feels like there's an emotional aspect to it. It's like, if you let me, don't be afraid to suggest something. And I think that your word is respected, okay? You get this, you're helping not just financially or physically, but your advice. If the people that are surrounding you will listen to you a little bit, you'll do that they benefit. They benefit, okay? So don't hold back too much. It's not like you would force your opinion on anybody. I don't get that at all. The idea that you could suggest in a gentle way, they will benefit from your advice.
Thank you.
Okay. For some reason, when I hold this pretty little red bracelet, I hear like flowers. I smell flowers. It feels like there's this, you get a chance to take a break. I feel like that there's a stop and smell the flowers, stop and smell the roses connected to this. I feel like that anyone that has had this is feeling a little bit, a little tired, a little bit beat up. I feel like that the message is be a little kind to yourself. This is a good time to slow down just a little bit. Not a lot of it. Just slow down a little bit pays off dividends for you. I mean, it's not dividends, but you've kind of earned a little break. And I would say, also too, I get this artistic endeavor, someone painting, wanting to do something beautiful. I see you observing a painting. I feel like your hands get a little bit messy because you're doing something creative and artistic. I ask who owns this? Hi. I love this thing where you get, not good, sorry. I just feel like I smell flowers and relaxing and being taking a little bit of a break. It feels really lovely for you. I feel like you've earned it, okay? And that, I mean, you might be literally gardening. Maybe that's part of your fun. That's your passion.
all right? It's beautiful, and you've earned it. Also, too, don't think, should I be doing this? It feels like you extend your quality of your life for a very long time if you kind of just say, just a little break for me, a little break for me. It's well earned, well worth it. Also, to feel like your health keeps kind of rolling along. I don't see anything that would get in the way, you know. Take care of joint health, soft joint tissue. That's the only thing that seems to pop up for me. All right, I love that for you. So it makes it one less thing to worry about. All right, and also too, I feel like you've got this tranquilizing effect on people. It's like if someone is being a little worked up and not happy, like this is how it could go. Don't underestimate your kind of healing quality, being able to get someone to calm down and feel happy. All right, feel better. That's something you can kind of dish out as you like. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna keep going as fast as I can, but not too fast. All right, gotta go to classes. All right, for some reason I'm hearing like a level of sadness, disappointment connected to this. Someone is saying, I don't know if someone in spirit owns these, but I hear like these are my glasses. I just tell you, I get the emotion of someone who has gone through a certain level of pain and difficulty, and then they kind of come out of it. I feel like I hear like I'm snapping out of it. I'm snapping out of it. I'm standing taller. If there's been like an emotional breakdown connected to this, I feel like that this is something that you get to. I want to make sure I don't want to give away too much here, but I want to make it clear. Any pain connected to this is kind of like it's not going to get worse. It's only going to get better. All right. I also feel like that I'm seeing someone studying the numbers, seeing someone being very numbers oriented, being able to make calculations. They're very good. They understand what they're doing. For some reason, I see a little dog running around in circles. Like run. May I ask who belongs to these? Oh. Hello. It has not. He's strong, but it just feels like, you have a little dog that runs around? Yeah, right. I'm looking at the dog going, oh, there's a little doggy there, right? And that's a beautiful little bit of poem, okay? I would say that if there's been some pain connected to these, I feel like that the worst part of it can be over, okay? And that your ability to stand up and be a beautiful, loving, supporting person at this time is a healing part of who you are, all right? I feel like that he needs kind of like reassurance, and then it's like he's okay. Maybe a little lack of confidence there. You can convince him that he's okay and that you're okay. Then it's almost like the circumstance, the worry kind of comes apart, and then you can kind of move forward. Okay. All right. Big cool watch. Right. First thing I hear for this is someone says, I'm not going to do this now. So I feel like that if someone's saying, I'm not going to stand for this, I feel like whoever owns this has to be very definitive and say, I'm not going to do this now, I'm going to do it this way, this is how I want to do it. I would say, it's like you kind of, this is a definitive statement, I'm going to protect what is mine. I want to be, it isn't all about being reactive, but it's the idea that I'm going to set, in motion what I think is important. But the idea, the overwhelming message again is speak your mind, stick up for yourself, and then you can, the other people need to know how you feel. I almost feel like that there's this nice, quiet, polite person who needs to kind of say something very forceful and accurate and be their own best defense. And I also feel like the person working with, holding this, or owns it, has to like go, I feel like that if you don't work in one place, there's a lot of like travel back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. May I ask who owns this? Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I feel like it's like you saying, well, like, stop, this is what I want. This is how I need it to be. And I love that. I also feel like that for work, or for what is like a passion for you, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here. Don't think of yourself as being in one place. I feel like you're gonna be in multiple locations. And that you actually do really well there. And I feel like that you can get, I'm gonna call it a little bit of a following, a little bit of a broader group of friends, people that wanna work with you, want to know what you know, okay? And I love that. So be a little, I'm not gonna take this, okay? But it's ultimately received with love, and that people understand that they can't take advantage of you, and that they don't know you as well as they think they do.
Okay.
Make sense? Wonderful. Thank you. Small, beautiful little earrings with red gems in them, or pink. If someone left these, they're coming back. There's like someone left them. They're coming. There's like I'm returning. There's like a return connected to these. These pretty little earrings. I'm going to be very careful with them. But I'm coming back. I feel like there's a coming back connected to these. I feel like that I'm not done here. I have more to do. I come back. I also feel like there's like warm, loving embrace connected to these. I feel like that the person who owns them comes back and finds that there's this loving, protective, I'm gonna be there for you. Feels like I see like a loop. So if someone steps away and comes back, it's this return trip. I'm back with you. I'm here for you. The other thing I see with this is that I'm going to get all dressed up and wear these, me not personally, but I mean I see this, I'm going to get dressed, someone wants to dress beautifully in these. And this becomes part of like an opportunity for you to be seen. And they're lovely, they're small, but they're delicate. But I just get this, not only coming back, but being dressed to the nines and being well received. All right, may I ask who owns these? There's a little sofa here. Yeah, I just think that there's this chance to be seen in them again. There's this loop, someone comes back. I don't know if that's making sense for you. All right, but then I do see, like, I'm all dressed up. I'm going to look I'm supposed to be dressed up to wear these. So there's this opportunity that comes to you where you have to shine, look your best, be impressive, all right? But, and it's okay if you don't understand the loop. It's like, if you loan them to someone that come back, loaning, I don't know if you would do that, but I see them making like a little round trip.
That's interesting. I don't ever take them off. I've had them on for like years. I don't wear any other earrings.
Okay.
So
All right,
interesting.
all right, well, that can change and that's okay.
Okay.
But I like the idea that you needing to look your very best and stand up and presenting yourself. It becomes kind of a lovely little moment for you, all right? What else? One thing I want to ask you to do is like, I don't know if you've got any neck strain, neck issues. Be very conscious of that's where I think you hold your stress. Okay? And then if you just be good to you in that way. I love these, and I really look, I see this chance, I'm going to be all dolled up and I'm going to look good. And it's going to have more meaning than just I'm going out to dinner.
Okay.
It's more like I need to raise the bar a little bit, but they fit and they work good.
Perfect. Thank you.
So, let's see. I hear the talk of the town. Something connected to this as a little bit of the talk of the town. That's kind of a funny phrase, but it makes me think that
if I'm gonna be the talk of the town, and it's like, and then you're supposed to say, no, I don't care. It's like, if you feel like that people are talking, it's like, it doesn't matter. I just love this, I'm the talk of the town. Whoever is connected to this doesn't mind having a few people talk about them. It's okay. It's this, I'm okay. I let them talk. Also too, it's like, I hear this big engine, take off. Someone's got like a long drive ahead of them, so the person who owns this, long drive, gonna change, I just feel like I'm coming home, I get this big engine. I mean, if you drive a Prius or something, I don't know where that comes from, but I get this big rumble. All right, but to me it also says that I'm going places, so that if you feel like, should I be the wallflower or should I be out there and loud, I would say be loud. I would say that would be the approach. The other thing too is like, it feels like a little bit of a weak point. Make sure you're taking good care of your dental health for some reason. It feels like teeth bothering me. May I ask who owns this? Hi. I don't know if you have a car that has a loud motor. If not, it's nothing big. All right, well, there's something that comes up that you're in a car where it makes some noise. It's like loud, it's boisterous. It's like, look at me, I got a little loud thing happening. But the idea too that you're going to be willing to say, all right, I don't care what people say. I have to do what I think is right. And I don't think that you're going to be out there. It's almost like you may be overthinking an issue, a worry, how people perceive you. I feel like that it's more like you're seen as someone that wants to enjoy this part of their life. But if someone shows up that wants to take you for a ride in a loud car, it feels okay. It feels like you're safe. Oh, you're safe. The other thing too, you're safe to take a chance. You're safe to be. It's like if you take a ride in a loud car, no one cares. It's like enjoy it. I feel like that enjoy for you. That in fact is what I get a lot of this. You're covering your other bases. I feel like you're taking care of your responsibilities. You're taking care of business. So if you indulge yourself a little bit and do something a little bit unexpected, the world is not going to collapse. All right? Thank you. So how's everybody feeling? Are we warm? Do we need air conditioning? Are we doing okay? I'm a little warm. I don't know if I'm the only one. So, and I just wanted to I didn't want everybody sagging and feeling like, how are we going to get through this? Right, he's going on and on and on. All right, let me keep going. All right, I touched this. Let me see. Thank you, Vicki. Just feeling a little warm. I want to make sure everyone, I'm not the only one that's.
No, it's just you.
It's just me. It's because I'm talking so much. Okay. All right. The person. Let me think about it. Belongs to me. I feel like that the person who owns this is about to wrap up kind of an important phase of their life. I get this visual that you're going from needing this kind of a strap. I feel like that there's this change. I'm making a significant change. I'm supposed to tell you that if you think, stick to your plan, be complete with your plan. I feel like that this next phase of your life gets interesting. I feel like this is about wrapping things up, finish your job, finish the responsibility connected to you, and then I feel like that it's almost like I'm eligible. I hear the word I'm eligible to make this next move, this next step. May I ask who owns this? Let's go. Hi. Hey. Next phase, that's what it feels like to me, that you're wrapping up, you're finishing a job that was something that you had a responsibility for. I feel like that this becomes the next part of your life. I feel like that if you see yourself as saying, I'm done with this and moving on to the next one, it feels like professionally my responsibilities are this, this, and this. I'm supposed to say, if you see yourself wanting to do the next, it's almost like it's like a step-by-step process. Moving forward, the next step becomes available to you. I also feel like that, I don't know if you like to
climb, or if there's something, like there's a, I mean, you're in good shape, but I mean, the idea that being more physically active, I don't know why that comes up. If you're doing anything that would be kind of demanding of you physically, your health remains, I don't see take good care of like foot and ankle issues. I don't know why that comes up. Be very conscious of like, if you're going to turn something, if you're in a place where you're pushing yourself physically, be conscious of that. I also feel like that if you want to say, step up in your work, I want to become a manager, I want to be someone who does the next step up, I would encourage you to look at that. Because I feel like that you're really supposed to say, I've done this enough, I'm good, I don't need anything else here. My next job, my next responsibility, my next role is coming. So see it as like something that you can step up, you've done enough. I feel like that it's like where you are is great, but I feel like that if you raise your hand and say, I want more responsibilities, I can have them and I can handle them. I feel like that they need to hear that from you. In fact, that's what I'd encourage you to do. Raise your hand and say, I'm ready for the next thing. And
I'm ready.
I'm ready. You are, truly, okay? It feels like next phase. Okay, buddy?
Hey, thank you, man.
Thank you. Okay. We have a pretty little gold chain. Looks like it's a whale's tail or a little, like, it looks like a little tail, right? All right, whoever this belongs to, I'm supposed to tell you that the focus right now for your, all right, I heard I'm all about the Benjamins. So, it sounds funny, but it's like focus on the money. So whatever it is that you're looking at doing, I'm all about the Benjamins. I don't know where that came from. But it's like, it's a playful way of saying, money would be, you can make money, you can earn money, keep money. But if you do that, and then this is a good time for you to do it. This is a beautiful, lovely, gentle little piece. But I just feel like that if you tap into this inner money-making aspect of yourself, that you can change or put a little more cash in your pocket, have a little more money, influence. The other thing too, it's like, I get this someone like bowing to you. It's like this loving, like there's a partnership that feels very beautiful, feels like that there's love connected to this. I feel like that if you're wondering about partnership, if you're wondering, I feel like that wondering, don't be wondering, know that you have that. It feels like it comes to you. May I ask who owns this? So you're the Benjamins lady, okay.
Hi.
I just think that if you say I want to make some extra money, that I can do it. I feel like you can almost like, yeah, it's time. All right, you can flip the switch and say, now I'm going to do this. All right? Feels like it's almost like you've got something sitting around that you can turn it on and start to change things. All right? I also love this thing that someone with you who will be loving, will be supportive. That feels like a dance that continues to keep you move forward. All right? And I feel like that there's partnership and value in that. All right? That it feels very reliable. And I would say this is a time to like think optimistically as opposed to being defensive. Because a lot of people may not feel that way. I feel like that works for you. All right? Any questions? Thank you.
Thanks.
Little black watch, a strap on watch. If someone is trying to make, whoever owns this little cute little watch, should I stay or should I go? I feel like that staying is, I feel like that if you stay, you change people's lives. There's this, if you're wondering about, is this the right time for me, or am I supposed to move, am I supposed to go? I get this feeling that no, you're staying here. You're here to stay. There's this thing, stay. You'll be happier if you do. And I feel like that you're in position correctly to be okay. The other thing too is that for some reason, if there's someone who's having trouble like swallowing or having a little dry throat, any kind of throat issue, be attentive to it. Be attentive to it. but my sense is that you can get past any, really like, it may have to do with like how you swallow, how much water, but it feels like there's a therapy that you're thinking about that entails swallowing, that like dry throat, troubled throat, so anything in this area, if you work on it a little bit, you can find yourself in a very good place. May I ask who owns this? Hi. Oh, sure. I do think that taking care of like throat health, okay, is useful, and making sure you're drinking enough water, making sure any therapy that you can drink, swallow, keeps you in a good place. Also, I love the idea that there's longevity connected to this. I feel like you want to stretch out time, so I like this. So time gets to be your friend for a while, okay? I insist. No, but it just feels like that there is no immediate worry, and I feel like that also to your ability to bring some comfort to other people is really useful. I think that's, you've got a little bit of nursing. Thank you so much. My pleasure. We're rolling. I'm trying to get to everyone. And I'm trying also to be conscious of, I hope this is good for you guys. It feels good in here, cool. Thank you too for being open and being willing to let me know if I'm in the ballpark or not. Okay, I got a little gold ring. It's a little, let's see. Whoever owns this, let me look at this for a minute. First thing here is like packing bags. So I don't know if someone wants, like, not everyone is moving, but I think that I'm packing my bags. This is a good trip. I feel like I'm stepping, I feel like you're almost like if you're making a move, it feels like, I'm going to tell you, look at it, a lateral move. I feel like that there's a lateral move to this. I'm not trying to do a catch and dance here, but it's like lateral move. If you feel like you need to do something different in your life, stepping to the side, a little lateral step. It doesn't have to be like you're changing the world, but I feel like that, think of it as an interim step. I feel like that you're oh, no, I get it. If what you want isn't coming to you immediately, I feel like that if you're running into an obstacle where you have been, what you're running into, I feel like that taking a step to the side, using an alternative method to move ahead, I feel like that's really useful. The other thing too is that I feel like my hands get a little tingly or numb. I want to ask that whoever owns this, pay attention to circulatory health. I feel like circulatory health is something that's making my hands tingle a little bit. I would just say, talk to the good doctor, he'll be able to help you. But may I ask who owns this, and then I'll come and finish reading. Anybody? Who owns this?
I can't really see it from here, but I think that might be mine.
Okay.
But then you
Well, if you insist. Is this you?
yeah, that's mine.
Okay, let me just finish. I feel like take good care of circulatory health. I don't know if you've been any tingling in hands, fingers. If you are, I feel like that it's something that is manageable. All right? And I also feel like I've seen you strapping on shoes, getting up and paying attention to anything to improve circulation. I also think that pay attention to, it's like cardiovascular feels like the only thing that I'd ask you to be attentive to. But then you're doing all of these wonderful, smart things to manage it, which allows you to continue to have fun, to find enjoyment in things. I really think that you can continue to enjoy your life. The other thing I'm seeing you doing, I don't know if you like to drive, I feel like there's a drive coming up. That's maybe the pack your bags thing, taking a drive, driving, having fun. It's like we've got another trip with us, let's go. All right? Do the trip, go play, and it feels like it'll be fun. You win, all right? It's like you get to do, I get this old shift, the old steering wheel shift. We're driving, we're going. You get to go, all right, and go play. All right, and it's not like you're driving across the country, but it just feels like if you indulge yourself and see this, you get to have more fun. And who doesn't want that? More fun is good.
This is all Molly's place, okay?
Okay, well, I'm very grateful. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Okay. I'm holding this for. It's like, I feel like I'm supposed to tell you to be relaxed, relax. This is not, there's like I feel like that there's, I mean, it feels about being safe, being relaxed. I also feel like I'm seeing someone sign their, like, I'm gonna sign this, I'm gonna sign this, I'm gonna sign a couple of documents, and then I make a nice change in my life. I feel like that someone is setting up a next phase of their life. I mean, it isn't always a theme, but sometimes it happens. I like this idea, I'm gonna sign a few documents, I'm gonna sign up for this, and I change my life for the better, all right? I also see someone walking through what would look like either a little cabin door or something. It's like, I'm home, opening a cabin door up, I'm home. May I ask who owns this? Hi. I don't know if you're looking at like, I see you opening a door and saying, I'm here, I'm finally here. I get this like, it's a new place to live or it's like a new visit. I also feel like that being at peace right now is probably really important to you. It's always important, but I mean, particular for you, I feel like that it's like, just got through, just like a lot of work behind me recently. It's like, no, I did it, okay. So I would say this walking through a door, I think it's more than a metaphor, it's more about you giving yourself a chance to be, it feels like you're coming home a little bit. So if you're looking at making a move, it feels like, ta-da, I'm here. Ta-da, I'm here. All right? Accept that can come for you, that you're creating it. It isn't an accident, okay? So thinking about where you're going to feel at home, and then I made it. I'm supposed to tell you that if you keep going and doing that, you can be at home, feeling relaxed. Ta-da, I made it. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Thank you. Well, this is way cool. Not the other ones weren't, all right? This is a kind of a large piece that speaks for itself. If someone is saying, I have more time than I know what to do with, not for long. If you feel like that I've got, everything is easy and I've got it's all under control, I feel like, yeah, be kind of conscious that things can change rapidly, and I don't mean for the worse. I feel like that it's like, I have all the time I need. I feel like I'm going to coast. I'm supposed to tell you it's like things can change quickly for you. I feel like that your work, your responsibilities. Also too, responsibility here first is taking care of your own personal health. Be very conscious of like my health first before I go crazy. I just feel like that you're almost preparing for the next big adventure in terms of, or the next big responsibility. Enjoy the relaxation now, because I feel like that life kind of kicks into high gear. And what this also means is if you're trying to say, I'm going to make the next phase of my life, I'm going to do more, I'm going to be more, I want more, I'm signing up for a bigger workload. This comes to you. Feels like I want to sign up to do a little more, I want to be more ambitious, and you're enjoying a little quiet. If it's a little quiet, don't expect the quiet or the relaxation to last long. May I ask who owns this? Hi. If you've been toasted and feeling a little...
I didn't feel that way, but I guess
All right,
we're in for
well,
a ride now.
well, you just wait. It's going to get busier. And I feel like it's like you're kind of inviting it. You want more, and you want to be busier. Well, it feels like that all of a sudden you've got anything you thought were like holes in your schedule or a little extra time. It's kind of going to go away quickly. All right, and I would encourage you to plan for it. It's almost like I'm not going to wait. I'm gonna. This is a good time. Everything feels like orderly right now. If that's the thing that feels somewhat orderly, it gets kicked into high gear where it's like, all right, now I gotta do this, and this. All right. So enjoy anything that resembles a little rest now. But then the plus is like I'm making some money, I'm changing my life, and I also feel like there's another partnership that comes in, like you sign up to agree to be, to take on added responsibility. You get a chance to do that, it's signing the bottom line. It'll be tough for a little while, but then you find you can handle it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, keep going. If you guys have a little time, I'll try to get to all of them, all right? Okay. This is a cool little silver piece. It's beautiful. And, see if anyone can see it. You know, I get the visual whoever owns this little silver necklace. It's like they're sitting at a desk and they're thinking about, how can I write this out? How can I make this work? How can I need to, the person who owns this is sitting down and doing like, either they're writing, they're creating something. It takes a lot of concentration, a lot of work to figure out what they want to do, all right? It's almost like I would encourage you to kind of put the pencil down, eliminate distractions, and focus on this task in front of you. It feels like it lands on your desk like a big thud, but I feel like that if you're focused, you can get through this immediate challenge. It feels like the challenge is something that it's just going to demand a lot of like mental awareness, where you have to be engaged. This is not something you can do while you tap your toes and listen to something in the background. May I ask who owns this? I'm going to say before I get back, you being focused, like, I want to make this choice, I want to make this choice. It's like, I feel like I'm seeing you evaluating, I'm going to do this, measure, measure, measure. There's a lot of calculating going on for you. And you may go, no, I don't want to do that, I'm going to let someone else do it. But I think that you'll be asked, your opinion will matter, and you're holding sway and making something occur. I just love the idea, too, that you're being asked for what do you think. So your opinion kind of carries some weight, and that your opinion can help a lot of people decide what they do and don't. I mean, you can change people's plans and that make adjustments. Also, too, I know that you have health and family around you, but I'm just supposed to tell you not to underestimate your own ability to contribute at a mental level to the questions people are looking at. And that your opinion, it isn't just for you, it's about you looking out for other people, right? Don't hold back. Okay, this is a great little piece. It's a lot of cool things left. Right, this is, it looks like, I'm not sure if it's a whistle or it's a little gold necklace piece. It's so funny, get a visual, someone has to put on the safety belt. It's like you're going to be facing some extra bumps or there's some extra work ahead of you. Put on your safety belt. Be prepared for a few bumps. But I feel like what's cool is it's almost like you see the issue coming. You see it's coming. You're supposed to say, I'm going to be just fine. Also, too, it's like if you're prepared for the challenge, I feel like that the bumpy road is followed by smooth road. All right? I also get this visual that's like whoever owns this gets like a new, I mean, it's a metaphor, but a new name tag put on them. Like, I have new work. I have a new responsibility. Can I ask who owns this? A little bumpy, then it gets better. Okay. Does that seem about right?
Yeah.
Okay, but what I love is that it's like you turn your head around, you're prepared for it. The other thing too is that I feel like that if you look ahead, you can kind of capitalize on where the name tag for work feels like if you want a new job, it's almost like you have to test yourself or prove yourself coming up. But then it's like, oh, I got it. I'm good. I'm golden, right? I would say stay positive on that positive, stay focused on that positive outcome. And I feel like, too, that it's like you end up making some decent dough on this. So if you're looking at changing job, moving into another responsibility, expect a few bumps, but then it's like, whoosh, I'm out of it. Okay? We're getting towards, I'm trying to get to everybody today. This is a lovely little silver bracelet. It looks, I'm not sure what that is in the middle, but that's okay.
For some reason, I'm hearing like birds tweeting, tweet, 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 tweet. I don't know if you own birds, if the bird's connected to the person who owns this. I feel like that it's like birds chirping noise. It feels very restful to me. It feels like it's a nice place to be. I also see you, for some reason, so I see that kind of a peaceful image, and I see you getting a pencil out and kind of doing the math. Like, can I do the math on this? Can I do the math? I feel like you're doing this like the old-fashioned pencil, sharpening your pencil and making, and then you're going, this can work. I'm supposed to tell you to feel relief that you can get through this. If there's like a little financial pinch coming, I feel like if you do the math, sharpen your pencil, you can make it work. Also too, it's like I feel like if you stick to your health regimen, you can come out of this, anything that is like a little bit of a burden, a little bit of an issue, you can manage it, So managing with the pencil and the cost, managing with the health by being adherent to whatever health regimen you're on, and then this peaceful birdie sound. May I ask who owns this?
It's mine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so sharpening, you keep your pencil sharp, and then you get through these little questions that you have. It's like, can I really do this? Yes. And do I feel healthier? Yes. And do you have birdies? Are there birdies?
I love to sit outside and listen to the birds.
Okay, well, that's a beautiful, peaceful thing. Take the other measures as like you get to continue to be strong and in terms of like doing what you want, enjoying the things that you love. You also too, I feel like that there's just enough friendship connected to you so that it's a happy thing that you can share with other people, right? Thank you. Okay, this is a cool little. I'm not sure. It looks like a little Indian symbol, maybe. I'm not sure. It's a little silver. No, it's a small little silver necklace. Whoever owns this, I'm hearing like, if you think your hands are tied, I get this visual. It's like, all right, my hands are tied for now. My hands are tied for now. If you're feeling like you're a little bit stuck, your hands are tied for now, I'm supposed to say it doesn't last long. If you get yourself in a spot where you're saying, I have to endure this for a little bit, I would say, be a little patient, whistle a tune. If you're feeling like I'm stuck, I'm really not happy about this, just envision the idea that I get past it, I blow through this, I'm not stuck anymore. I get to go past this. Also too, it's like, you know what, it's like pay attention to your car. For some reason, I get whoever owns this is going to be looking at their car and going, that's kind of annoying, I have to fix that. May I ask who owns this? Hello.
Hello.
Okay, about your car thing. If you have a car battery, you haven't had it looked at in a while, get the battery checked. All right?
It's the brakes.
The brakes.
I've been told, but I haven't fixed them yet. I know.
I'm telling you. No, but I just feels like that would be a good thing to manage it. It's like a little car issue. And
Okay.
if you feel like a little stuck, like I'm not really going anywhere, it's like it's almost you wait it out. And then it's like, all right, the circumstances that you're waiting to improve. If you feel like it's like I don't want to necessarily just be sitting through this, it's like if you kind of relax and say, all right, I know that this is a temporary kind of halt. It feels like everything's about temporary. You're waiting for some paperwork to arrive or something. It feels like you're waiting for something to arrive. It arrives and then you kind of go, all right, now I'm back in business. Now it's back. Now I'm in a better place. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. Lovely piece. Okay. This is, I don't know why I saw, it's a cute little ring with some swirls in it. I hear whistle while you work. So to me this says, thank you, whoever's doing that. But I get to, what it tells me is that you're stepping into like a role, you're stepping into a role where more, it's like it's steady. I feel like that you can kind of enjoy the process of what you're going through. It feels like that this whistle while you work, it becomes a theme. It's also too, this is really what it's about. It's about how you approach the challenges that you're looking at. If you feel like that you're a little bit down, a little bit tired of having to deal with something, it's about you adjusting your point of view.
all right? I mean, whistling while you work means you're kind of doing a lot of heavy lifting. But I feel like that when I see you say, okay, I'm going to be fine through this, I'm going to be good through this. Also too, I get this thing where if you can keep your knees, I don't know why knees show up, it's like someone's doing dips, knees. Keep doing that and it can be good for your health. May I ask who owns this little piece? Whistling while you work. Yes, indeed.
Kind of.
I know this lady. I didn't know this was yours. All right. This idea that like making sure that you're taking good care of like physical knees, legs. I don't know what if something's coming up with like the idea that you're doing more for them. Be good to knee health. For some reason, it just so the dip. So if you like to hike and getting out and doing that, stretch. Take everything you can to keep them lubricated the knees. Okay. In terms of work, what else am I looking at? I feel like that your work is going to kind of become more demanding exponentially for a little bit. To me, it means like I'm going to take this responsibility on, and I'm going to take this one on. And I also too, I need, it's like you're saying, I need to dress up and look nice for this. So there's this, you need to be all gussied up for work for some reason, all right? But you pull it off easy. I don't know why that comes up, but I like this idea that I'm going to take this responsibility on, this responsibility. I also see you throwing like, you're dragging a couple of people forward with you, all right? I get this visual of you having a line over your shoulder and having to march forward, okay? So it's all about work right now for you is what it feels like, okay? So beyond that though, I feel like that, I want to ask you in terms of being careful what door you open to someone in your life. If you want to have, looking for that loving relationship, I feel like that you can open that door. I feel like, not gonna, pardon me. The door is like, it's up to you. It's like, you're in control of this. I feel like that there is someone that wants to be a bigger part of your life, but you're watching the door. So if you say, I'm leaving the door open, then you get to, you're totally in control of that. So between work and then, who you let in, it's your call. It isn't you waiting, it's your call. Okay? You are the key master. How about that? We'll call it.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Okay, we have two last pieces. This is a pretty little gold heart in a circle. All right, I hear this, I'm prepared to make a commitment if you are. To me, it's like, I'm prepared, I'm ready, I've made up my mind. I'm the one that's made up my mind. I'm the one that's prepared to make take the next leap. Are you? I feel like that this is, I'm prepared, I can make this decision. I would say that the person who owns this, if you're not, what I hear is that take it as a confirmation if you've already decided that you're making a commitment. It feels like a useful thing. That's how this appears to me. May I ask who owns this? Hello. I like this idea that you're saying, I'm making the choice. You're making a choice about who you fall in love with, who you don't fall in love with. I feel like that's something that you get to choose. You get to decide. And I think that's really useful. The other thing too is that I feel like that, I don't know if you work with hair, do you do any kind of beauty stuff?
Yep, cosmetologist.
All right, that counts, okay. Well, I love that for you, okay? I think that it's gonna be really a beautiful thing for you. The other thing too is it allows you to see yourself in a much more, you see yourself in a beautiful way, and other people will too. There's all of this beautiful stuff happening, circling around you, all right? So take that, I feel like that if you embrace this and recognize your own personal beauty, other people see it too,
I think that you succeed with that. I feel like that the idea that seeing yourself clearly for who you are and how wonderful what you offer is it's like just remind yourself that I've got this to give and that I'm pretty special, all right? And if you've had any doubts like, oh, am I worthy, then put that away, all right? Thank you.
This one will be really good.
This will be really good.
This is the last one.
Is it yours?
No.
Okay, we have a little cross. Okay, and I'm going to try not to tangle this with my clumsy fingers. It's a silver cross. All right, guys. If I say take your medicine, you'll be fine. Take your medicine. Take the medicine. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm hearing take the medicine and you'll be fine. And it also can be like more of a metaphor. It's just not comply with the doctor here in the health center. Let me look at this a little more if I can. I guess if you're looking for a grade on something, there's like a letter A. You get an A on this. I feel like that if you're trying to pass a test, you get an A, a big bright A. A goes through this, you test, the test comes, you come through this test, you put this behind you, and this, it's a I would say that, all right, the medicine feels like you're on a path that will reward you, and that you'll be happy about that. You'll be happy with the reward. The test feels like a result of your being focused, you're being energized, you're doing the right things. I also feel like that there's this, rely on this, I feel like that you get friends that kind of help you get through this, but you're the one who passes the test. You're the one who makes everyone feel pretty good, all right? Yours is a feel-good story. May I ask who owns this?
Can you just repeat that all over again?
If you weren't paying attention, I'm sorry, no. But I just love this thing where you pass the test. If there's something that you're concerned about, you stand up. There's about like, if you're taking a medication of some kind, I'm supposed to stick with it, and then it pays off for you. All right? I love this thing that you get to, this process of succeeding, exceeding, continuing. I also get this visual. I'm seeing you. I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to keep go. All right? So to me, that feels very positive. Also, too, I feel like you're like testing yourself. I'm going to test. Okay, how am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm going to keep going. Almost, I want to ask you not to think too much about it, that you can move forward, be positive. And this test, if you're worried about a test coming up, letter A. To me, it's like pass. You succeed. Good. All right. I also get this visual that it's like I'm seeing you being kind of calm while there's a lot of people running around circles around you. All right. Someone's laughing. All right. So, but to me, that's about. Don't forget that you hold like the center of like a lot of people that need your sense of calm, your sense of love, and being present, and it just feels like that you can be calm when other people aren't, and they need that from you. It's almost like you remind them that they can get through this too. So I feel like you're up for the test, you succeed, and then other people also, they continue to learn from you. They see that it's like, all right, I'm going to be just fine. See, Mom said it was going to be okay. Mom said it was going to be okay. So that looks like you to me. Okay?
You made so much sense.
It happens. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks for setting it up.
let me announce one thing. I am recording this. It's going to be listed on the health and longevity videos. And so if you came on yesterday, they'll come in order. And then I'll get to today's and list it in order. Nobody's face is showing on this, so nobody knows who's being read about except you. So you can rewatch where you feel like you're gonna end up and enjoy it again.
Yes.
If you don't remember what he said.
And I highly recommend, I know you loved the message, I hope everyone benefited from this. I know that we had readings from our family.
Thank you, everybody. I love this, and thank you for sharing your energy with me, okay? Truly.
Yes, so Mark's being very generous. Anybody who has come to one of these, take his business card, mention that you were at the Utah event, and he's given $25 off any of the readings.
More of a full reading, so if you want an hour reading, I can give you, take $25
Which I highly
off.
recommend. And how that will work is he will tune into you about a half hour prior to your call. I highly recommend you record the message that you come, because he knows this, I've listened to hundreds of readings of his and repeated, I mean, not hundreds of different ones, but many times. So, because there's always amazing messages, know that there's messages for all of you, even if you weren't the one being spoken to. Be prepared to ask some questions, but he's going to come right out the gate, so make sure you record your message, take a card, and another round of applause.
And I'm in North Carolina, so on Eastern time, I came out my first trip to Utah, and I feel like I'm at home already. So, and I love it, and I want to thank everybody. And so, but I'm available by phone, and I read